Hello everyone, welcome to the reading. This reading will be for Sheeran. So before I begin, I'm going to shuffle these two decks so I don't have to shuffle throughout the reading. And it will just be more smooth that way. Also, definitely press the thumbs up button. It'll be much appreciated. And if you like my content, definitely subscribe. So let's see what's going on with him. This is interesting, but this is actually his energy is what I'm picking up. It's like he's being a type of how do I say this? He's being kind of like an asshole. I don't know what this is about, but he's definitely an asshole. You know what I mean? I'm seeing he enjoys dominating other people. You know, he's all about his money as well. You know, it's kind of just like he likes dominating the situation, dominating other people to retain his money and to grow his money. You know, but this is showing me something to do with karma is coming up. You know, because this flag is usually symbolic of surrender. So something's going to happen in his situation where he has to sort of like surrender that control. So, this is interesting. I'm kind of getting like an Ellen DeGeneres type of vibe. Because I know people are going to be like, what the hell? Like, Sheeran is a douchebag? Allegedly, right? But anyway. But yeah, it's kind of just like, again, it's like that energy. Like, he wants people to kiss his feet and some shit like that. So, this will be one of the header energies. I'm going to be using 4 cards for the header energy. Until then, though, or until it's completed, I'm gonna shuffle. Or actually, I'm gonna shuffle, then complete it. There we go. I'm a little bit out of it because I had like an oil sort of like diffusing, and it made the whole house smell like chocolate, but it kind of like was just too much, believe it or not. It was making me dizzy, and then like I could taste it in my mouth, and I was just like, ugh. So I'm still getting over that. I'm kind of like congested because of it. But yeah, this is definitely going to be an interesting reading. I haven't done a reading on this guy ever, so it'll be interesting to see what's going on with his situation. But we're already picking up that this guy's a bit of a douchebag. Something's going on also with some sort of sexual situation. You know what I mean? The main energy that I'm getting is him being feisty. But it also relates to his sexual energy, which is fascinating. Let's look further and see what's going on here. Yeah, I'm kind of getting, again, like some sort of like selfish energy. You know, I'm getting like really possessive as well. I know this is a bit harsh, but I mean, it is what it is. Someone wants revenge in this situation, though. So, I don't know who that can be, but someone in his situation definitely feels a particular way about what went down. So, let's look actually into that and see. So, with the lovers here, this is interesting. I'm getting the energy that someone was a cheater in this situation. You know, talking to different women, doing different shit. Excuse me, I had to burp for a second. Okay, but anyway, but yeah, I'm getting the vibe though that someone's definitely kind of like sending the evil eye towards his way. You know, like they feel like I'm just gonna let the reading progress because I don't want people just to be like, oh, you're just like saying shit or anything like that. I'll just let the card speak for itself. But yeah, this is showing that someone's definitely a cheater. Let's see what's going on here because this is about him wanting people to kiss his ass and shit like that. You see, with this manipulation and control, you see you can't make the cards up. That's why I'm like, let me just let the card speak for itself instead of like just telling you guys the energy. Even though I have to do like a little bit of that or a lot of that, but yeah. Anyway, like again, like I said, I'm kind of out of it. And I had tea with a lot of caffeine, so But yeah, this is about him wanting people to kiss his ass, you know. So he's definitely manipulative, you know. He's definitely controlling, and he's devious. So that's fucked up, I guess. Let's look here, because this had to do with sort of like sexual energy and him being feisty. So let's see what's going on with that. Yeah, it has to do with the way he makes money and the way he handles money. So I'm getting a vibe of like, now this is like funny to say actually, but I'm getting the vibe like money for him, it kind of likes, his sexual energies and money are related to each other. You know what I mean? So it's kind of just like, I'm thinking about how to say it actually, because I know what I want to say, but it's kind of just like, how do I say it without like sounding like I'm doing too much? But damn, I just have to say it because I don't know no other way of like saying it. But I'm kind of getting like a Harvey Weinstein sort of vibe. I know that seems like fucked up, right? But it's kind of just like, you know, he thrives and get off on sort of like having money in his position. So I'm getting it's something to do with the way he interacts with females. It's a possibility it could be males too, you never know, but I'm kind of getting an energy of females. It's kind of like he treats females a certain way sexually. So, you know, he might be like in handcuffs, whips, you know, like that sort of like dominant shit. I don't know if that's like dominant or not. You know, that's like gimmicky as far as I'm concerned, but he's into that sort of vibe, like, you know, so that's interesting. Let's look here, because that has to do with him being selfish again. So this is like, I'm getting something to do with, yeah, this is material, but this is his marriage, you know, is what's being shown to me. It's kind of like, yeah, he has gifts. And yeah, you would think because it's just like he looks a certain way, I guess, that he would just be this nice guy, because that's how he like presents himself, as like a laid back, cool, nice guy. But this is showing me like it's not the case. Like he's very selfish with his gifts. One moment, I don't think I have the airplane. Okay, I do. I have to check and make sure I have the airplane mode turned on. But anyway, this is showing me like he's a particular way, like with his partner, his girlfriend, wife, whatever. Like, he's not generous, you know. I'm kind of getting like, if he can be cheap with her, he'll be cheap with her. You know what I mean? Instead of like getting the actual brand, he's more of like the generic type of guy. And it's not because it's like, oh, it's being wise and, you know, there's no point to waste money, because some people are like that. But it's still, it comes from being like, especially when you don't have to live that way. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, I'm getting that vibe. It's just like, he's very cheap. So that's interesting. This is a harsh reading, right? Let's see, what else can we look into? Let's see what's going on here with sort of like his ex wanting revenge because he was a cheater. So she might have something on him, you know, she might definitely have something on him, you know. I don't know, like if something breaks out in the news, you know, eventually or something, you know, she's going to be like the nail in the coffin type of shit. She's going to be like, look, I got proof. And if she doesn't have proof, she's going to be like, look, he did this to me and that to me. I'm getting that type of vibe. It's like she's waiting for something to happen. So this is interesting. Excuse me, that shit is still in my throat. So I don't know if I'll... Yeah, it's funny. But anyway, at first I was just like, what the fuck, I'm suffocating here. And I know readers usually tend to do this sometimes, like when stuff like that happens. They be like, this is how that person is feeling. You know, usually a lot of shit be happening through my in my readings that I don't be like mentioning. Like either I be seeing some things or I feel a type of way. But I feel like it's appropriate to mention that now. It's kind of just like she felt like her voice isn't being heard. I hate that because that's such like a a modern thing for a lot of people to say these days, like, oh, my voice isn't being heard. But in her case, she really feels that way. It's kind of just like, she feels like she has a lot to say, but I guess she's aware that it's not the right time, because it's just going to make it seem like she's just a bitter lady. So let's see what's going on with this manipulation. You know, him wanting people to kiss his ass, him wanting to manipulate people, him being devious and shit. It's gonna catch up to him. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like, I don't know what's happening behind the scenes, and I always say this because like, I can't, you know, prove anything. I just have to just like go with the readings, but I just want to make it known like what it is. But this is showing me like point blank that people are doing things behind the scenes. So I don't know, like, if cases on him come up or allegations or stuff happens, and then like lawyers or people that's in a position to do shit, you know, come up and handle it for him. You know what I mean? To prevent the boat from sinking, basically. You know what I mean? It's like maintenance to manage his situation. You know, especially like with this 5 and shit, you know, symbolic of like a human nature. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, you know, his nature and his shit, you know, yeah, brings forth abundance and shit. But, you know, it definitely has to be, you know, it needs maintenance in order to like keep things going. Otherwise, like, the veneer would be fucked up for sure. There's a lot going on within. So let's see what's going on here. Let's look further with that. Yeah, so I was talking about, you know, this having some sort of like sexual energy to it. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like, yeah, he's feisty and all that. But this was showing me like him tying his money into his sexual identity. You know what I mean? It's something with that. Like, you know what I mean? And this is like him, I just have to pull the card up. It's unnecessary, but sometimes it's so far away, I want you guys to see it. But, yeah, this is just like him dealing with people. You know, I'm getting, before this was just like females and stuff like that was what I was picking up, like that Harvey Weinstein sort of vibe. Also, I'm seeing now like the way his business practices are. You know what I mean? It's all influenced by his position. You know, the fact that he's a performer, he's a musician. You know what I mean? It ties into sort of like his nature. Because I'm getting like, and there's nothing wrong with like being freaky or being into dark shit. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like, yeah, things have limits and shit, especially for particular people. So I'm not like judging off of that type of stuff. This is just what's coming up in the reading. But it's showing that he has like a depraved sort of like energy to himself. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like now he can enjoy it, or he's free to go about particular shit because of his position. So it's kind of just like an abuse of power. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be abuse of power, but it's kind of just like abusing your position. So I guess that's an abuse of power. But anyway, let's look here, because this was about him being selfish in his marriage. Yeah, so this is a third-party situation, you know, believe it or not, and it's not just because it's a female here and these are two guys, but it's like they both have things happening, you know what I mean? Like, she's entertaining other guys emotionally. I'm not getting she's hooking up just yet, but she's definitely kind of like aroused by other guys, you know, I'm getting the vibe that, like, you know, I know it sounds creepy, I don't want to sound like weird or anything, but it is what it is. You know, she's definitely being intimate with herself, thinking of other dudes. So that's interesting, you know. As far as Ed, you know, he's definitely doing his thing. But I'm getting like a lot of third-party energy with their marriage. Let's see what's going on here, because that has to do with the ex. Yeah, so it's kind of just like he's not going to come up this unscathed. You know, I don't know what's going to happen, but eventually that boat is going to sail, you know? And with this light above it, this candle and shit, it's like illumination is going to come out. You know, I don't know how much illumination, again, because I'm definitely seeing like the moon's far away. You know, and it's a little bit of like smoke and shit. So it's kind of just like I'm getting the vibe like everything isn't going to come out. Some things are going to come out and it's going to harm him, but it's not going to be like the end of the world type of situation, like where everything stops and it's like, oh my god, you know what I mean? It's just going to be like allegations and troubles and shit. So let's see, what else should we look into? I guess that's pretty much done. I'm going to pull a card for each row and I'm going to call it done. So let's see what's going on here, because this is about him basically being an asshole, like, wanting people to kiss his ass and all that fuck shit, and him manipulating people. Sorry if you hear my stomach growling. I didn't eat. I was just like, I gotta do these readings. But yeah, and basically like the ship needing maintenance and shit before it goes down or sail away even. So I guess this is just confirming the energies. I mean, each card was kind of like confirming the previous card, but this is just like saying what the situation is. You know what I mean? Like if you see here, it's like boggy, egotistical, aggressive. You know what I mean? It's all because, he's a powerful man. Like, it sounds stupid, but it is what it is, his position. Let's look here and see what's going on there. This is actually interesting. He wants to watch out though, because it's like, I don't know if these are his friends or what, but I'm kind of getting like, he has male figures in his life that don't like him. So it's kind of just like, I'm also getting the vibe actually that the way he dealt with them or deals with them is why they don't like him. Like he's very fucked up. So it's kind of just like people are talking, like a reputation's being built. It's definitely the vibe I'm picking up. So, this is more sort of just like fucking, what would you call it? Wood for the fire type of vibe. Let's look here and see what's going on with that. So again, like you see this talking about karmic situations, you know what I mean? Past lives, soulmates. So this is just, again, confirming what I was talking about. You know what I mean? Kind of like him being selfish in his marriage. You know what I mean? The both of them having like a third party situation, cheating on each other. And it being karmic and all. So it's just like, this is definitely confirming those vibes. Let's look here and see what's going on with this. I guess I'm gonna use this card now. Yeah, so it's showing me it's definitely going to be some sort of like catastrophe that comes out. It's like I said, like I know it sounds like a contradiction because I said it's not going to be the end of the world, and it's obviously not going to be the end of the world because people aren't tripping off of Ed Sheeran like that. But this is showing for him it's going to be a catastrophe. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like with this revenge right there, and sort of just like, since I'm going to be into reading, I might as well just pull the cards out just to confirm the point and then be done. But obviously someone's feeling a type of way, they have a grievance and shit. It's kind of like they want revenge. You know what I mean? The fact that it's like luxury here and sudden success, it's kind of just like, I'm getting the vibe like if a case come out and shit, this woman definitely wants money. Like if it's just like, oh, like all these people are coming out, because of like, alleged allegations and shit. She's gonna be like, hey, I'm one of the victims. This was showing that she definitely feels bitter because he was in a third party situation, with the lovers here. Then the next card is she's gonna have some sort of victory over him, so this is interesting. I don't know if it's gonna be, because this is fascinating, if it's gonna be the previous woman that he was with or if it's gonna be with the current lady that he's with now. But a lady's definitely gonna have a victory over him. And yeah, pretty much, this is it all coming back to bite him in the ass. You know what I mean? He's gonna be looking stupid. He's gonna be like, oh fuck, really? You know what I mean? Yeah, he made all his money because this is showing like abundance and stuff. But it's kind of just like, that's as far as it's going to go. Like, it's not going to grow, and it's just going to be what it's going to be. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like being stuck on an island. So it's kind of like, yeah, he's going to have his money and shit, you know, but it's kind of just like, that's going to be it. It's not going to be no more of like him, I guess, being this big dude, I guess, where he's like touring and shit like that. Because it's like, you see like his boat, that's it. It's like fucked up. You know, what these two people here is showing is that, you know, there's going to be more people going down with the boat, you know, so I don't know, like, what's going on, like, with his management or, like, what's going on with people, but it's kind of just like when shit starts to come out, you know, people are going to be looking at other people a particular way, like, dude, you know, this guy was involved in this shit, and, you know, you retire with him, like, no, we're not going to fuck with you, so they're going to leave that person as an outcast as well. So, yeah, that was the reading. Thank you for watching. It was definitely fucked up and intense, but it is what it is.